What is up, artists and movers? Welcome back to my channel where we are taking our love for dance to the next level. It's me, Gaylyn Lareese, and before I start this video, I wanted to let you guys in on a little secret. So I am in the process of upgrading some of my equipment, and in that process, obviously I'm waiting for it to arrive, but I also want to be able to play with it a little bit and really be able to continue to put out good quality videos for you guys and just elevate the quality as I put more stuff out. So as I am doing that and learning that, these next 2 or 3 videos are going to be in this format, meaning more talky, conversation-y, almost podcasty, if you will. It's not a permanent change, just for the next 2 or 3 videos to give me some time to really learn the new toys that I'm gonna be getting. You guys seem to enjoy my last video I did like this on being an anti-racist dancer, so with just like that one, let it play while you're fixing your breakfast, doing your laundry. But like I said, we will get back to me talking to you in your face, giving you the tea, doing vlogs, all that kind of stuff really soon. So thanks for being patient with me on that, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. With the effects of COVID-19 right now, I feel like dancers as a whole, whether if it's dance educators or dancers in the industry, we're realizing that having a career in the dance field in a more traditional sense isn't really possible right now and may not be possible for a while. And I think the worst thing anyone can possibly do right now is to come out of this pandemic the exact same way that you went into it. And so that's what I'm gonna talk to you guys about in this video. I'm gonna give you guys 5 ways that dancers can adjust to COVID-19 and find their place during a pandemic. My first tip for dancers looking to adjust to COVID-19 and find their place during a pandemic is to take time to suck at something. I like to listen to the Creative Pep Talk podcast hosted by Andy J. Miller, and in one of the episodes, he was talking about how finding your place as a creative entrepreneur often involves going on these little side quests and these side journeys of experiencing and experimenting with other things that you can bring to the main thing that you do. And on those little side quests, you learn the supplementary skills that make you stand out for what your main thing is. And that involves a level of sucking at it first. And so in order to get to that level where you know what those other skills are that you possess and can hone in on them, you gotta be cool with sucking first and letting your ego go and realizing that right now, honestly, people got bigger things to worry about. They are worried about how they're gonna put food on the table and what they're going to do with their children, and so they're not really keeping an eye out for when you make a mistake. So now's the perfect time because no one's really watching that closely. So take the time to suck at it first. Go through the process of doing it, analyzing, did this work? Why didn't it work? Go back and do it again, change things in it, be okay with making the final product and not liking it and going back again and making another change and doing the whole creative process over and over until maybe you realize, wow, I really love graphic design, or dang, I love writing music, or whatever it may be. Man, I love to cook and play with seasonings. All of these things will influence how your creativity flourishes when you dance, and that can only make your dancing better. So take the time to suck at something. It's okay. Nobody's watching. And now's the best time because no one's watching. My Second tip for dancers looking to adjust to COVID-19 and find their place during this pandemic is to change your community based on what it is right now that you need in this season. Things are different now. The things that you need out of your friendships may be different now. It's so easy to, become a part of certain dance communities when things are normal. But things are not normal right now. And maybe what you need more than just, dance friends to hang with. Maybe you need someone to seriously talk to about how you're feeling right now, how you feel about, the way things are going. Because I think I can, generally say that me at least, I feel different every single day. Every single day I have a new feeling about what is going on and how I fit into it. Or maybe you need someone who you can pick their brain and you can run an idea by them and they can help you sift through creative thoughts and come to whatever it is that you want to do next. And that may require you to shift a little bit in what your friendships and your communities look like. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be friends with certain people, but just being vocal about, hey, what I need from you right now is to help me think through this idea, or do you think you have a second? I want to talk to you about something. And just communicating to the people around you that you are needing something different and very specific out of them as a friend. And if that also requires you finding new friends, then maybe that requires you joining new communities. That's why I started the More Than Dance Club, because I felt like I didn't have a community of other dancers who were pursuing things outside of dance. And I felt like there was kind of this shame around being a dancer who wanted to do stuff other than dance all the time. And so that's why I created that club. And it's mostly a club for aspiring entrepreneurs or dancers generally in transition. So maybe that's not necessarily the space for you. If you do want to join, I will have it linked in the description box below. You are more than welcome to come join the family, but maybe you will have to seek out specifically what it is that you need. And that may take some time, but we got time. So I think it's something that's worth taking the time to do, and will make sure you feel truly supported as you're trying to adjust and just figure out where you fit in all of this. Really quick, you guys, just wanted to drop in to say thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, I understand this is a different type of video, and please give it a thumbs up if you are enjoying it. It really helps me out with the algorithm and will help my videos be seen by more people and more dancers who need it. All right, let's get back into this video. This is also going to cause a shift in how you show up for other people in the communities you're a part of. And that brings me to my third tip, which is to loan your voice where it's needed. I love to refer to dance as my superpower. And that is because dance has the ability to make people literally stop what they're doing and look. It is one of the easiest ways to grab people's attention. Imagine if you're in the grocery store shopping and someone literally just starts busting out dancing in the middle of the aisles. You are going to look. That flailing or whatever it is that they're doing is automatically going to draw your attention. And so it is in that ability to grasp people's attention immediately that I think our superpower lies. And so if you do have that power, what are you saying when people look at you? What are the conversations that you're starting when you have their attention? Something really cool that I've been seeing a couple of dancers do is use their lives as almost little TV shows to talk about and discuss topics that affect dancers. And, it could be anything from talking about eating disorders, protecting children in the dance industry, sexual assault in the dance industry, race relations, all of these things. But they're using the platform that they have on Instagram to talk about something more than the steps. And instead of just cramming people into these Instagram live classes and shoving live classes down their throat, they're realizing that they have the ability to really speak on some important stuff. I think a great way to go about, trying to offer your voice is to take a conversation that's happening and insert yourself in it. Insert your perspective. Insert your ability to give people space to share their perspective. And I feel like maybe that's why the video that I did on being an anti-racist dancer went so well, is because I took a conversation that was already happening and I placed myself in it in a way that brought value to other people who are looking to make some positive change. So I think that is one of the most important things you can do. It's so easy to get caught up on how can I cram as many people in these online classes as possible. Let's face it, online dance, it don't hit the same. It does not hit the same. And so I think it does have its place for sure. But how can we go beyond that so that we're able to sustain ourselves and really come out of this pandemic better versions than how we came in? This fourth way speaks directly to dance teachers, dance instructors, and dance studio owners. So if you've made it this far and you are in that group of people, this one's for you. And if you're not in that group of people, I'm coming back to you in a second with the last tip. But this fourth tip has to do with finding the value that you offer and amplifying it. Like I said, I do feel like the worst thing you can do is try to come out of this pandemic the same way that you went into it. And that also has to do with trying to maintain business as usual. As people who teach dance, it can be kind of self-righteous of us to think that these younger dancers who come to us after hours and hours at school and spend the rest of their evenings with us just to go home and do homework, that they do it because our steps are so amazing and our choreography is just so amazing. And it's not, they're not, they come because of the sense of community and friendship and sense of belonging and all of that they get from the dance studio. It's not just about teaching steps. And I think dance studios become so bogged down about, wow, we're not able to teach steps anymore. But what are those other values that you bring? You bring a sense of belonging. You bring almost a sense of childcare for parents. Parents have it really difficult right now and are trying to figure out what to do with their kid when they have their kid home 24/7. And you as a dance instructor, you know how to handle behavioral issues. You know how to inspire creativity in students. And maybe what is really needed is an online workshop on Zoom for parents to learn how to inspire creativity in their kids at home, or a workshop on how to handle behavioral issues at home using dance and creativity when kids are stuck at home all the time. These are different ways that you can serve your community and not necessarily be doing steps. If your studio is open right now, maybe instead of trying to always have your full schedule, maybe you offer things like movie nights where dancers aren't necessarily sweating and transferring, bodily fluids and stuff like that. But they still get to be in the dance studio. They get to be around their friends. They get to be with their friends watching a movie. They get to feel that sense of community. The parents get a break, and no one's saying that you can't charge. You can charge. exactly what you charge for a dance class, or maybe even more, because maybe that's something that isn't really offered often. And I think all of those things would just be examples of taking what it is that you are capable of doing, the value that you bring in multiple ways, and amping it up right now where it's needed. Because steps, as much as we would like to believe they're needed right now, aren't quite what people are craving. Which is why, yes, online dance classes and things like that, they're still happening, but I wouldn't say they're thriving right now. They're kind of just getting by. So how can we take the value that we give and amplify that in a new way? My last tip for adjusting to COVID-19 is to dance. And it's just as simple as that. It doesn't have to be, coming up with the most amazing concept video, although it can. What's going on right now can definitely influence some amazing art. And if that is your area of genius, if that is where you truly shine, go ahead. But sometimes it's just turning on some music and doing some improv or a freestyle for an hour, letting your body feel how great it feels to dance. I have always said that for me, the thing that I love so much about dance is not the performance. It's not even, for me personally, the sense of community, although I do feel my feeling toward that is growing as I explore, what my unique voice is. But for me, it's literally the feeling in my body of moving and manipulating the space and moving through the air. That feeling puts me in a state of flow like no other. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that feeling that we get from dance when things get difficult, when things get hard, when it's hard to understand what our value is as dancers. It is of the utmost importance to hone in on what it is that makes you do what you do. And so that is the fifth way that I feel like you can find your place, is just reconnect with why it is that you do what you do. Make time. For me, I've noticed it's been a little rough. It's been a little hard for me to make time to dance when it feels like, what am I going to get out of this? But every time I do it, every single time I do it, I'm like, dang, I should have done this 2 days ago. So those are my 5 tips for you guys. I hope they helped give you some tangible ways that you can go about finding what this time is supposed to teach you, or what you're supposed to learn about yourself, and what new thing you're supposed to maybe add to what you do. It's a really transformative time. So let's stay as positive as we can, as often as we can. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend to maybe help uplift them. And if you want to join my dance fam, then subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in my next video next weekend. Later.